Yo, 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 what is up? It's another Brisco and Big Ace show. We're back. We took a couple weeks off. It is the holiday season, like basically weeks now. So we figured we wanted to get back with everybody before the holidays happen. And here we are. We're back. And we've been promising a guest. We've been promising a big guest. And we pulled it off. It's here. It's happening. It is tonight. Guys, welcome. You've seen him on. Let me go down the list, man, because you've got quite a list, King Mo, that I got to go through here. But it's an amazing thing. So first of all, you know him from the world of MMA. You've seen him in Bellator, Ryzen. You are a Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, rising heavyweight Grand Prix champion, which makes you a two-time world champion in the world of MMA. Also notable victories over Roger Gracie, Czech Congo, Rampage Jackson, the World Victory Road, and N1 Global. You've also were in TNA, which we're going to talk about for sure tonight. And you're also currently on MLW. Guys, King Mo joining the Brisco and Big A show.
What's happening, y'all? What's going on?
Dude, we're glad to have you. Sorry that I can't say your last name for some reason right now, Wes. But, dude, it's great to – so you hopped on. We talked for a minute before we got on here, but like my favorite part of doing these shows when we do these and we bring guests on is seeing Wes and his friends just catch up is always the best. And that instantly happened the minute you clicked on. So again, thanks for joining us. And dude, what's going on? So where are you at? Are you in Florida as well?
Yeah, I'm here at Coral Springs, Florida. It's right by Boca Raton. It's outside of Fort Lauderdale. I'm a coach here at American Top Team. We're one of the top gyms and top teams in the world. So, I'm having a good time out here and then training with the guys, helping prepare for fights. Actually, not guys, but training with the fighters because I have a few female fighters that are top notch as well. So I'm just out there trying to get my fighters right.
That's what's
up. That's pretty badass. And that's kind of like how I first met like Mo is like I knew about him through wrestling, and I actually knew about him through amateur wrestling before all that, just because of the pops.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because I don't know if many people know this, but you have quite the background in amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling. Let me get this right. Your senior year in high school, undefeated and state champ.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then senior year college D1, was it third in state or third in the country?
Yeah, I should have won it, man. But I got beat in the semifinals with like a last-second takedown by a guy named Damian Hahn, who was a stud back then. So I was beating him. And with like 10 seconds left, he got a takedown. Snuck me. But, it was cool. I had a good time wrestling. I like to compete. Now, I like to teach. And I like to go out there and pro wrestle with MLW. We're having a good time right now.
Right. That's great. So I want to hear that, Wes. So you guys must have met before TNA then.
No, we didn't meet him before TNA, but my dad was always talking about Timo. He was like, you got to check him out, man. You got to check him out because I guess you talked to my dad.
Yeah, he recruited me. Like he actually called me and got me my fight to Louisville, Kentucky with a guy named Brandon Eggum. And at that time, Brandon Eggum was Brock Lesnar's one of his coaches and teammates.
I know. I went to Dave Robbins' camp, and he was one of the coaches.
Yeah. Man, that's a rough camp. That's a rough camp. I know it's rough because I know people that told me, they said, Mo, we just try to break the kids. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, sometimes we'll have them go run 8 miles, then do so many push-ups and do burpees and squats and wrestle live and do all this. And I'm like, for what, man? You're trying to hurt the kids. And he's like, no,
this has been a break time too. No, this has been a summertime. Like, I ain't coming back to wrestle. Like, I'm gonna be off for the next month. Like, how conditioning is.
Yeah,
if you don't keep that up. Like, you're gonna lose it like that. People it don't matter what you did in the past couple of months. If you forget it and don't finish training, you lose that stuff quickly.
You lose everything.
Yeah, real quick. But yeah, man, that was like a really like Eggum. He was a big dude, but I don't think wrestling I just don't think he kind of fit that wrestling. He fit the mold of a wrestler, but I don't think he had the mindset for.
Well, he never watched it. When I came, like Jim Cornette was asking us questions, and I was like, "Look, man, I'm an NWA WCW guy. You know, so WWE was cool, but I grew up watching NWA WCW. I told him a story about how I grew up in a Muslim household. And once my daddy left, like we were struggling, so my mama went to the church. The church took us in, and they told us that, they taught us about prayer and all this other stuff. So I remember when Sting was gonna wrestle Ric Flair at the Clash of Champions, I prayed on that Sting would win. Right? I prayed hard. Sting didn't win. It was a Broadway. You know what I'm saying? A draw. So I was like, maybe God, maybe he's not tripping. Maybe he just didn't want him to win, but he didn't want him to lose either. So I was like, cool. So then there's another feud like a while later. I think it was the Powers of Pain versus the Legion of Doom. And World War the Barbarian. That was my team. I used to fuck with them heavy. You know what I'm saying? The flying headbutt, man. Got no better than that. Well, when that match happened, it was a squash match, and I was praying. I was crying and shit. My mama told me, she's like, "Look, wrestling's not real." And then I was like, I prayed to God about it. So like, if wrestling's not real, then I guess God don't really exist either. That was my rationale when I was young. And
right.
So I still run with it.
Yeah, that's badass. So, and then the craziest thing is, so then we'll fast forward. I'm sitting there at the TNA building, and I hear everyone talking about. They're like, "Oh, King Mo," and then I was like, I called my dad, and I was like, "Is this the same King Mo?" And my dad's like, "Yeah, go up to him, talk to him, mess with him about Oklahoma, say something about Oklahoma." So I believe you were sitting like a chair in front of me, and there was like no one around, no one would sit in front of you, and I was in like chair behind you. I think I like kicked your seat or said something like, just being a smart ass, said something, and you turned around, and then instantly we started talking, and then I mentioned my dad, and you started laughing, and we like just instantly started like, we just hit it off. We were like, we instantly just like bonded, and ever since then we just been chilling ever since then.
Aces and Nate.
Yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah, listen, I like that storyline. I thought it was cool, man, but then they kind of once they got to have Bully Ray in there, they didn't go any further like they could have. They kind of abruptly ended.
Don't you think that Devon should have been the president?
I think Bully should came in and been like, "I'm not the president. The boss sent me here to make sure everything's in tune." And then they should have brought out Devon later as the head honcho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. We all the whole group always thought that like once Devon wasn't in control, it kind of like made it. Not saying Devon kind of looked after everyone. When Bully was kind of in charge, it was kind of like Bully just was the champion and didn't really care about the group. When Devon was there, he actually cared about all of us and like got all of us involved, and like it was. I really enjoyed like Devon, man. I love that dude. That's like my brother, man. Like he was awesome. And so when you were there, what did we get to do? I totally forgot. Do you remember?
No, because the thing is, like, they weren't really like organized, back then.
Dude, they were not organized at all.
Not at all. I had a good time meeting everybody, but they didn't use me that much. I spent more time in OVW wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And I was wrestling matches there, talking to Al Snow, Rip Rogers, my boy Trailer Park Trash, you know what I'm saying? Frank Miller. You know what I'm saying? They're all teaching.
Did you do 2 stints at OVW?
I was there a few times, yeah. Yes, I just go there random times in between fights.
That works, huh?
Yeah. Man, I enjoy pro wrestling, man. Like now I find myself like I remember when I was young, Ric Flair was like fucking believable. Now I'm watching this old promos, I'm like, God damn, this guy really believes the shit he's saying. This guy's really believable. Like you don't see the same promos now that you used to see back then.
Oh no. Like they don't have freedom.
Well, Nick Aldis gets me a promo. I like his promos. You know what I'm saying? He had a mean promo. MJF is good too.
Yeah.
Aldis brings back that old school.
Yes, he'll drop names.
Yeah,
he'll drop names and give you a little Easter egg in his promos. That's why I like him. If I fuck with his promos, he's one of the hottest. I like it.
So, like right now, what are you doing in MLW? Like, what do they have you like? What have you been up to in there?
I got a little feud, American Top Team versus Low Key's bitch ass.
Oh,
Loki.
tell me you're gonna mess up Loki.
I got to, man. I'm gonna smash Loki, man. Loki, the Von Ericas, the
Yeah.
sisters. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Davey Boy, but I'm not sure what's going on with him. But I heard he's a free agent, maybe. Davey Boy, he's a beast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Fatu down there?
Oh yeah.
Hey, you gotta tell brother Us I said what's up. Hey,
yeah.
that's my brother.
Fatu can go. Look.
Oh, dude.
Hey, and look, it's a squad called Injustice. Myron Reed and Jordan Oliver. Oh my God, them boys can go. Like MLW has some, there's people that can, like even Tom Waller. People sleep on him. Filthy Tom can go. He has some skills.
Yeah, I've actually done some shows with him. I forgot where. I think maybe Canada, but I've done some shows with Tom before, and he really takes it serious too. Like he really tries his hardest, and that's really cool to see. So right now at MLW, are you really stoked on where you're going, and you're ready for like? Or are you guys have you guys been filming? Or are you guys getting ready to like?
Yeah, we started the restart, but I've had matches. Have a match with Loki at ECW Arena. 2300 Arena. That was cool. We're gonna start. We have a War Games type thing going on. Supposedly, just waiting on hear what's up because I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm training, staying in shape.
I always know you're in shape, man. You always be doing that crazy workouts and stuff. I like the one where you had the tennis ball in front of you. You were sparring that.
Yeah.
I actually hung a tennis ball in my garage and I started sparring with that thing. I didn't have it on my head like how you did it, but I did it in the garage, and it helps your hot hand and
hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and timing as well. Helps your timing big time.
So do you, I mean, obviously you have the MMA background, the wrestling background. Did you box at all or train like that too?
Well, no, not until I started in MMA. Okay. Like I sparred with a lot of pro boxers. I sparred with Luis Ortiz, Bryant Jennings, Eddie Chambers. I sparred with plenty of pro boxers. Michael Hunter's he's a world ranked. He's top 5 in heavyweight division. Andrew Sabides, the top 10 cruiserweight. I used to get these guys work on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I actually thought you boxed just because you could throw hands, boy. You had them hands. Not only did you have a nasty double leg, boy, you had them hands to back it up.
No, because for throwing hands is like, when I was wrestling, I looked at wrestling as a legal fight. So I was like, that's fun. But then MMA is the next step because now I can actually throw punches and not get penalized. So I'm like, okay, I just went punch crazy because I could do submissions, but I just like punching because for 12 years, I was just taking you down and barring your wrist and putting you in your back. Okay, but I like to punch. So like, I'm gonna beat the living hell out you. I'm gonna beat you in the submission. That's what I want to do. Beat the life out you. Make you tap, or make the referee jump in, make the towel get thrown in, or make you go to sleep. That's what I was trying to do.
So how did you go from, you had a great collegiate career, and I think you carried that a little bit after that as far as the amateur wrestling. How did that eventually go into MMA, professional wrestling? Was professional wrestling anything before you got into the MMA world?
Yeah, I wanted to do professional wrestling. Then I went to OVW, and I remember I was there, had a good time, and Shad Gaspard, rest in peace, he was talking to me, he's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I kind of want to be a world champion first in wrestling. I mean, in amateur wrestling, Olympic champion, then come back, like Kurt Angle, then go to MMA. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I spent too much time in amateur wrestling. Because, sometimes you just can't let that dream go. I spent too much time there, and then from there, I was like, you know what? What else is there? Because I could have went back to OVW, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fight. And I trained for 6 weeks. I got offered a fight in Japan, like a week and a half notice. Took it and went.
What league in Japan?
For Sengoku. When Dream split up, when Rising split, when Pride split up, Pride split up into 2 groups, Dream and Sengoku. So I was on the Sengoku side. And I went out there, do a heavyweight. He weighed like 260 pounds. I weighed, with my clothes on, I weighed 220 with everything on, but I was probably about 212 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, knocked him out.
Damn. That's crazy. Did New Japan ever holler at you?
Nah, but the thing is, like, that's the thing I'm trying to get. I like the shoot style.
Yeah.
I like the shoot style, and I think that's the way to go. And when I first started doing professional wrestling, they had me doing the, tie up,
Yeah.
hit the ropes, which is cool. You know that, but at the same time now MMA and combat sports growing, like you're seeing more punches, kicks, knees, flying knees, spinning back fists, spinning back elbows, and submissions in there, and it makes more sense now. You know what I'm saying? Like people are working a leg, working the same leg, throwing submissions on there, doing damage to it, and then they'll lock up a submission to get the victory. It makes a lot more sense. Like, how you gonna do all that? Then do like a flying frog splash, you get the victory, you work their leg for the whole match. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Dude, I love your mindset, and like just hearing you break down that makes me happy. Makes me know that like you on it, man. Like,
bro, listen, I'm a wrestling fan. Grew up watching it, and then now that I learned about it, I'm still learning as well. I watch the match. I'm like, oh, there's a bot. Oh, great story. Oh, okay. Too rushed. He should savor that moment and let it build up before he went to something else.
Yeah, but then again, though, it's totally true with MMA, and it's same with amateur wrestling. I like when I was in there. I remember if I see someone limping, I know exactly where I'm going. If I see the opportunity, I'm gonna take it because that's just something that, like, we're a pack of wild wolves, and if we see the wounded one, we're gonna attack it. That's just how it is, and it's crazy that like a lot more people can't think of it that way. But
it's that short attention span too. Like, that's why you see these spot fest matches that are happening more than, like you guys say, storytelling.
But even more than that, let me cut you off. But
no, you can
look at the music.
Yeah.
Back when we were coming through, when I was coming up, songs are about 5 minutes long, 4 minutes long. Short is 3.5, right? Now, songs are about 2 minutes, no hooks, rushed, maybe one hook if you're lucky.
Get that.
Yeah, 2 minutes long, and I'm like, damn, that's it, 2 minutes. What the? You see a whole album? It'll be 13 songs, and it's like 33 minutes long. I'm like, what the fuck?
And you want to hear another funny thing, Big Ace, is me and Mo. We have another friend in Detroit, a rapper that V Styles that did our.
Yeah,
V Styles actually came to a couple of his fights and walked him out and did the whole thing, man.
Went to Ireland with me. V Styles like my big brother, man.
Yeah. So how did you? First of all, how did you meet him? And then I'll tell you how I met him.
Like one day, he reached out to me on social media about an interview. So I was like, cool, and we talked in an interview, and I was like, hey man, stay in touch. So then I was fighting Roger Gracie in Ohio. And he pulled up. And then after I won, he came to the hotel room, was chopping it up. And I said, all right, man, but you're whenever I fight, just come along, man. He met my brother, pretty much my family. And, that's my dog, man. I talk to him every day, if not every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boy, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's my boy.
No,
yeah.
He's a good person, man. He's a good person. He's off that weight, man. He be hitting the gym hard.
No, he got lots of weight. He has a little crack habit. Like that, yeah. I'm just playing. I'm joking. I'm worried about time.
I was about to say, no crackhead can sit in a sauna for like 45 minutes. I'll be seeing him and he be bad. You're like, what?
Because he's pushed himself finally.
How did you meet him, Wes?
How did I meet him? Well, at the time I was a pro wakeboarder, and we were the clothing company that was sponsoring me at the time. Were sponsoring like hip hop artists, and they sponsored the Shaw Brothers. They sponsored V Styles, and they all came down and to do like a music video and shoot some stuff for the clothing line. And of course, I was down there and I was sponsored. They're like, you come down to Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers, I think it was. And I showed up at Fort Myers, met them, and we just all hung out and just all became cool. And next thing you know, we're like did a trip to Mexico together. We did all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, maybe like 24, 25 at the time. So it was a good like 10 years ago,
Yeah, he told me, like, he seen a picture of us. He's like, Mo, Wes is my man. I was like, that's my dog too. He's like, I know you fuck with him. Tell him you know me. And then I said that. He's like, yeah. it was crazy, man. Because me and BC, we grew up. He's a little older than me. We grew up different, but we're kind of the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only thing different is like his music is outdated. Don't tell him I said that. But he's stuck in the past with the music. He's like how we are now with the younger generation.
Yeah, but see, I love his style, man. Like,
I like his style.
Him and Mr. Cheese and some of his old dude. I love that old school hip hop.
Yeah, I respect it, but man, sometimes, man, like that sounds like it's outdated. Like with Fat Boys, you know what I'm saying? That's the beat. Fat Boys. No, man, stop that, man. Stop. Outdated.
Half of the people who watch our show are going to be like, "Who the hell is the Fat Boys?" That's thank you for that callback. I love that. What was the movie they had? Do you remember that?
Yeah, The Orderlies. Disorderlies. Yeah, I've seen it plenty of times. Yeah.
So many times when I was I love it. So let me ask you this: How was it working Bellator and TNA at the same time? Because you made waves with that. Not many people were doing two things like that at the same time. I mean, you hear like even in like you want to go, I guess I don't want to say main. I don't know, actual pro sports, whatever. But like what Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, and that. But like when you were in Bellator and you signed with TNA, man, I remember that just being like news in the world of wrestling. Like that shit was crazy. It was like, wait, they just got an MMA guy that's coming in legit. I mean, like we've seen that happen with WWE and stuff back in the day with Shamrock, Severn, but I mean,
they weren't doing it at the same time.
Both at the same time. That was just unheard of. That was crazy. What was that?
It was fun. It was tough though because then I had to I'd be in between camps. Sometimes I'd find time to fly to Louisville, Kentucky, and just hit a crash course doing these crazy 5-hour workouts with Al Snow, taking chops, doing bumps, going over spots, doing this, doing that, and then at the end we go over wrestler psychology. Al Snow is like real deep into it, so he made me think myself out of something. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yeah, you do that, but then no, and I found myself going in circles, and then he'd be like, bro, less is better. Yeah.
Dude, he did the same thing to me at TNA, and I remember looking at him. He had me do a power slam for a finish, and I'm like, power slam? That's Ron Simmons. Like, I ain't no Ron Simmons. Like,
or Dr. Dusty Williams.
Like, come on now. Like, I already got a like. Why are you trying to put my thing up? He's like, no, just do it. And I'm like, man, whatever. And I did it. I remember watching it back, and I was like, it just didn't make sense to me. And I was like, man, it kind of just like put me around in a circle,
Yeah, no, but the thing is, he gets too deep with it. He gets so deep with it that you go in a circle. You know what I'm saying? And finally, he's like, Mo, just think about this. He's like, less is more. He's like, you don't want to do too much. You don't want to go too fast. You have to just move at the right time. Don't rush nothing, and because rush things look bad. And now, once you start saying that, I was like, you know what? It makes a lot of sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all still watch much pro wrestling? Or? No, I know you don't, Wes. I already know you don't. I know you don't. Like, that's like asking me, do you watch MMA fights? I really don't watch them that much because I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? And I fought for 12 years, but
for sure, I get why if you're in the business you don't want to do that. Like I get it, but it's so funny just because Wes is so good about if we're at public events together and people are coming up, he's really good about here's Big Ace, and it's when it's like wrestling questions coming up because he's like, you answer it. And it's always like that, and I love it. It's hilarious. I mean, me and Red talked about it, your girl, when she was on our show, about how her and I have talked wrestling together probably more than you two have. And
by the way, everyone here at my house, we're big fans of your girl, man. We're big fans. Straight up. We watch. As a matter of fact, that's why we had to do the interview a little early because we watch MLW every Wednesday at my house at 8 o'clock. People come over here, we eat, watch pro wrestling, mainly MLW. You know what I'm saying? We watch Ring of Honor sometimes here and there. We catch it, and then Impact. Watch. I like what I'm seeing. WWE. I quit watching that years ago.
Yeah.
But I see something else different.
That's been going on for a while now. I think they had it was funny. They had their lowest
rating. Lowest, yeah. I've seen that. Wrestle, because I subscribe to Wrestle Talk on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I
Yeah.
read that and I was like, yeah, I get it. I didn't watch this week either. I was like, whatever.
What are you guys talking about?
Exactly. So to answer your original question, though, King Mo, yeah, no, I do try to keep up. I'm pretty good about AEW. I keep up with like Impact, some ROH, some NWA, some LW, and New Japan. I'll keep up with some of that stuff on like YouTube and clips. I don't always get to watch all of it. And the pay-per-views, stuff like that. I may not always watch Raw and SmackDown, but I do always watch the pay-per-views. I've been trying to make sure I watch more NXT now too, just because they always do a good job. I just never remember.
Man, Ring of Honor is better than that. Ring of Honor, man, like Gresham, I call him the Black the Black Demolenko. This dude can go. Josh Woods can go. Jay Lethal can go. And the Briscoes, and then I like what I see with EC3. I like seeing him. I just hope that Ring of Honor, AEW, Impact, and whoever else is out there, they all collab and just like do some crossover work, man. I like to see these matches. I like seeing the crossover matches.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we went on. So, like, you being an MLW, I mean, you kind of already answered that, but like, would that be something that you think everybody would be on board for, seeing these like dream matches from all these different companies together? Because I mean, obviously everybody's always done that, like especially back in the day. You said you watched WCW, so I mean, back in those days, I'd love to see. The big one was always Flair and Hogan.
Yeah.
Like those two having that dream match, and it just never. I mean, it happened, but did it really? No. So I mean, like, how do you feel about that? I mean, do you think that would be the ticket now for all these people to get together and do it? I was on the first Jericho cruise where that kind of started, where it was a little bit of New Japan, ROH, Impact, and then obviously what became AEW, all on there together, and it really was something special seeing them all together.
Yeah, they should wear like the old territories almost.
Yeah.
It's wearing like the old territories, like just rotate people here and there. Once in a while, have like 3 times a year have a Super Bowl event, like some type of like Clash the Champions. You know what I'm saying? All 3 organizations or all 4 organizations get together, have dream matches, and then have like a point total. You know what I'm saying? Leading to something else that maybe a major pay-per-view with this organization, with everybody. Then they just rotate, have big pay-per-views, headlined by this major promotion with all the talent there. And they can just divvy the money up. I know it won't happen because money talks, and some people ain't trying to split money with other people, but if they can come up with something, I know they make more money. The fans will enjoy it, and it make the fans pick sides. Like, which promotion are you with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you with Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor fans represent. Are you with Impact? Impact fans represent. Are you with AEW? AEW fans represent. And check this out. There might be some people that are AEW fans that might be like, you know what? I like what I see at ROH. I might start rocking with ROH a little bit more. Oh, you know what? I dig Impact. I dig this wrestler. I dig Willie Mack. Oh, Moose can go. I want to watch them. I want to see more of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to see that because I feel like there are a lot of wrestlers out there that need more exposure because they can go. They just don't get the opportunity.
Have you met Willie?
Yeah, Willie. Yeah, I met Willie, man. I met him at WrestleMania weekend, like, when it's in Orlando. Willie's cool, man. Moose is cool. I haven't met no pro wrestlers that were kind of. Everybody's been cool, man. Everybody's been cool. Like, I know y'all are different. Listen, pro wrestlers are different.
Hey, some throw some shade, so you know.
I know some do, but I don't be around them too much. But think about this: amateur wrestlers, we're weird, right?
Yeah.
You got a wrestler term, like, you guys are weird, yo. I'm one of them. MMA fighters, we're fucking weird. You come to the main event, you're like, God, you guys are weird. Pro wrestlers are even worse.
Yeah.
Even the weirdest, dog, because they have their own code, their own talk, certain etiquette. When I first got into this shit, Mark Henry pulled me aside, like, hey, man, you have to shake everybody's hand when you come in. Say hi, address your name, shake hands, not too rough, but shake their hands right. When you leave, say bye to everybody, and say their name. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yo, you're not a shooter no more. And I'm like, shooter? What the fuck you talking about, shooter? He's like, shooting shots? Like, yo, do that no more. And I'm like, oh, so that's what shooters mean. I'm like, so what does heat mean? Because people tell me, like, I got it. I had no idea what that shit meant. No one told me until after the fact. Like, pro wrestling's a different world. You have to learn different lingo, gimmicks. A gimmick is like Smurf. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gimmicks are I still don't get that. Everything's a gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because like I did some things for the Performance Center a while back, and I was there with the Puerto Rican. He was for Puerto Rico, I believe, silver or bronze medal for amateur wrestling. Puerto Rico. We just hit it off. He was on the Olympic team, and we came back, and I got a text saying, "Oh, they changed time that we were going to meet up at the Performance Center." And I was like, "Man, I bet you no one reaches out to my." I'm sorry, I blanked on his name. So I like went on Instagram, and he started following me. I followed him back, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, man, they changed practice time to this. Make sure you're there because they're like strict." And he showed up, and he was like, "Man, I can't believe you did that. No one else would have done that for me. Pro wrestlers normally would have just been like, I'm not gonna let him take my opportunity." But it's funny because I come from actually the amateur wrestling background where you don't leave one of your partners, your teammates behind. That's you're not taught that way. You're taught that you pick up your teammate, you help them out, and you show because you're great and you're supposed to be there. Doesn't have nothing to do with politicals or I'm going to play some game so he doesn't show up to practice. Nah, I want to win that fair and square. Like that's not how I roll. So, of course I messaged him and he came back and he thanked me because he was like, "Dude, I never got the call or the text message." So he would have showed up late. And of course, in the wrestling world, they would have been like, "Oh, since he was on the Olympics, he thinks he could be show up late and all this."
People try to bury him.
Yeah. Like, of course, me, that's one of my brothers. Like, like once you share time on that amateur mat, it doesn't matter. When you meet another amateur wrestler, it's just respect. I mean, knowing what we had to do through in high school, junior high, of starving ourselves, of not being able to drink water, not go out and go have fun.
Cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just like running miles every Sunday. Like, everyone's resting. My dad's like, what's
like Thanksgiving? If you're a wrestler, Thanksgiving, unless you're heavyweight, or unless you try to put on weight, Thanksgiving never. I can tell you this: I never ate. No, never. I actually competed Thanksgiving week. No.
And that's why, like, even now to today, like at Thanksgiving, I still kind of don't even like. It's not the same, Like I don't know, it's weird.
I eat it, but I feel myself eating clean. Like for real, I eat salads. So I'm like, don't want to. I think about weight. Right now, I'm still about 200 pounds. I try to stay in shape because I'm like, man, like I don't want to. I'm looking at myself, and I've looked at myself in shape for so long. I'll be damned if I get out of shape now. I'm gonna keep that shit up.
See, that's the hard thing is like just to keep that motivation of just keep going because like a lot of times people don't understand. Like we all do. We all hit that wall where it's like, man, like there's been times where I like walk to the gym and like almost turn around and walk back into my truck, and then I'm stop and I think, and I'm like, man, like why am I letting that win? Like why am I letting that little demon say, just take it off today, it'll be fine, But luckily I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Like I trained this morning. I was at the gym at like 5 this morning, and it's just, it's just being able to like push through those days that you don't want to go. You always feel better when you achieve that goal. Like after the day that you're like, man, I don't really want to work out, and then you work out, you're actually like, man, that was a damn good workout. Like do you ever get like that mode where you're just like, man, just sometimes you just hit that wall, but you got to just push right through it?
I have my best workouts when I feel like that. Like there are times I won't sleep, and I might get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But like, you know what? Let me go work out, push myself hard so I can go to sleep for real.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that, and I'll be wired up. But then at that time, I'll crash. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best, man. Like that's the best. And like, and for all the people out there, like everybody hits that level. Everyone gets to that point where you just doubt yourself. You're like, man, is this really working? Should I just keep, should I just give up? And you can't give up. You just got to keep pushing through. I mean, Big Ace has been busting his ass. Everyone's been, trying to make themselves better. And, like everyone does hit that, point where you hit that wall. You just got to push through it. And, everyone struggles with it, but you just got to keep going and you will reach those goals,
Yeah, man. Repetition, perseverance, man. Keep on pushing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, especially during the given times we're going through right now. That's stuff that people really need to hear and remember. I wanted to ask you that. What was just your whole take on when this whole crazy pandemic began? What was your take on the outlook of the future of wrestling, MMA?
Ooh, good question.
What the pandemic was going to do to these industries when it first started back in March or whatever this all began? What was your thoughts when that happened, Kingmo?
It's crazy because it happened. It started hitting in March, right? I heard about it, but I was in Ireland like around April, right? I think late March, actually late March, and then shortly after that, was a joke. I was like, man, just like SARS and MERS, get the fuck out of here. Just like Zika, oh, I should be afraid. I ain't wearing no fucking mask because this shit ain't gonna fuck nobody up. I ain't worried about this shit. Then people started dying, so I was like, maybe I should. Nah, I ain't gonna fuck a mask. Like, these people are weak. Then my mama hit me up, and she's a nurse, and she's like, wear a fucking mask because people are dying. Mainly, a lot of black folks are dying because something about the white blood cell count, and also a lot of us aren't in good places where they have access to top-notch healthcare. Wear your mask. And my sister, she's a nurse in Orlando. She's like, wear your mask because there are people getting pneumonia quick, fast. I'm incubating them, and then she told me that there are people that when they're done, they have like scarred lungs and they have to be on oxygen for the rest of their life. Yep. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm thinking like to myself, like I gotta wear a mask because if my fighter that I help train sees me not wearing a mask, he might fuck around and just not wear a mask. And if he gets this virus, he could get scarred lungs. And the last thing I want to do is, let's say you scar your lungs, right? And it's like 10% damage. Well, 10% could be 30 seconds of a round. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you go to 5 rounds. That's 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's 2.5 minutes. That's half a round that could cost you a fight, cost you a career. So I'm like,
career?
Nah, yeah.
Everything.
So, yeah, everything. So I'm like, man, like I wore my mask. I've been tested over 40 times. I am the only coach in the American top team that has yet to get the virus. I don't play around with that, man. Masked up at all times.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
I got that face condom on.
Yeah, dude. I wear a mask all the time. Like I don't play around. I just like I see people trying to fight it and everything. I just go with the flow, man. I ain't trying to spread nothing and I ain't trying to catch nothing. So I just I hear people bicker it. I just whatever. I just mind my own business, put that thing on, and just keep on cruising.
Oh yeah, my bad. Hey, send your dad my condolences, man. I know his homeboy died, man. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was.
We actually haven't said that on the show. We haven't.
We haven't really talked about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. We can do that now or at the end, whatever you want, Wes. I just now that you
brought that up, I really talk about that on another episode.
We'll do that.
It's just it kind of hits really hard to me too because I've known Pat since I was 0. Like I was in my mom's belly. Like I'm always like so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, what was your guys' thoughts though, as far as what this was going to do to the industry? Like, were you guys worried this was going to maybe kill it? I know as a fan, it was like, man, how are these guys going to survive? And luckily, all these companies came up with very great ways to keep the product coming. So we still have it. It's crazy to think professional wrestling is one of the only things that never really stopped.
Well, here's the thing is though, like for me, a lot of my bookings were all over the place. Like I would be in South Africa, Japan, England, Canada, and all the independents are kind of shutting down, which is and stuff like that. But luckily Florida, we've been able to run shows, and of course I do ARW and a couple other shows, but other than that, the indie scene's kind of shut down, kind of just left to the TV. And the people with TV like MLW, AEW,
Impact,
those are the companies that will still kind of survive because people are watching TV a lot more. People are actually on their phones watching TV, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's clips on their phone. They start downloading, they start viewing, so that can create ad revenue, which would create money so they can still survive. with the independents, it kind of sucks because a lot of these companies did not have that source and that outreach. So in my eyes, it sucks for the small wrestling because depending on what state you are they allowed to coach? Like Florida, we're a little bit relaxed where we can, as long as you do it safely and do your part, you're allowed to start kind of run classes and teach people. But I know in like California, New York, and other places you can't.
Shut
So
down.
shut down. So, a lot of these people, I don't know if they're going to be able to bounce back, especially the small. I mean, of course, there's always going to be people that restart again, but I feel like a lot, like I've talked to a couple of my friends and, they don't know what to do. They're starting to move to other states because they need to find a way to like still be able to wrestle or teach wrestling or, find another outlook. Or a lot of my friends own gyms in California and they're all shut down. So they're moving to Texas so they can reopen up their gyms. And it's just, it's sad to see people struggling like that,
Well,
Yeah.
Texas is better than California anyway.
Yeah.
Right. No doubt. Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool to see some independents find ways to still do what they're doing, though. Our good friends in Iowa, the IPW crew, stream their shows. They just do it. Stream it well, not right now, but probably in a few weeks here it might begin where they'll start streaming again. Actually, they just streamed this last week, I think, a show on Sunday. But and fans can go and donate to them on the the stream and stuff. So just nice ways. But yeah, if you really think about it, professional wrestling has been like one of the only constants during this pandemic in the world of entertainment and sports. Maybe, and like you said, the independents obviously took a hit, but man, I mean, there's been some breaks, but there's been constant, at least something on wrestling wise since this happened. So I mean, as a wrestling fan,
combat sports as a whole, because I consider pro wrestling. I consider that in the combat sports world. Boxing, kickboxing, MMA, wrestling never left. Still, people still demand it, and it's still out there to be watched. They're still having shows, so that's a good thing.
Man, are you excited to go out there and just like bring the people entertainment? Are you excited every time you like put on your boots and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show these people, that are home stuck on their couch. I'm gonna show them what King Mo's all about. I'm at MLW. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna whoop Low Key's ass. Don't you take pride in that shit, knowing that
you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Bored and like trying to find things to do. I'm gonna watch your match. Like,
I do, but then I feel all pumped up until it's time to go out there and I get terrified. Can't lie. Look, before fights, I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. I'm trained for this shit. I'm not worried about his ass. But pro wrestling, those fans can be brutal. Boy, I do not want to be the Black Glacier. Because remember Glacier used to come out, no one cheered. No one did nothing. That's why I fear, man. I'm like, please boo me or something. Boo, do something. Boo me, cheer for me, do something. Just don't stay quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because
I doubt you have that problem, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, you never know, because there could be a time. I remember in Kentucky, there's a guy named Paradise. We were wrestling, and he was a face. But Elizabethtown's outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and Elizabethtown's real conservative. Well, Paradise is kind of androgynous, kind of.
Sure.
So he comes out second, and the heel came out first, and the heel got heat, knocked some popcorn down, tore signs. But then when Paradise came out, boy, he got heat because they hated his character. So on the fly, everyone had to change, he had to turn heel. You never know what people like, because sometimes you might go to a place where people might hate who you are just because. And they hated his ass. Boy, they hated his ass.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about, I've never seen people boo so loud in my life. It was crazy. But it's funny, though. It was good. He was over.
I'm pretty hated in Tennessee.
What you be saying?
I'm saying the fans hate me there. I had a big feud with Chase Stevens, and he's from Tennessee. That's like his hometown. And I like busted him up really bad, and he was really bad. And I like grabbed his blood and wiped it all over me and like did something to a fan. And the fans like, whatever, jumped over the railing in the ring. So I knocked him out. His buddy tries to jump in the ring, and he had like ballpoint like pins in his hand to try to like swing at me, but luckily security grabbed him and like took him down. And like at the time, like I was just really just practicing just being the worst heel ever because I was like going about to do aces and eights. So I'm like talking to Devon. He's like, grab water, drink it, and then fling the water on people. And you can't get in trouble. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you trust me. So he's like, as long as they don't have their phones out and stuff. So I'd like fling water on people, and dude, they would get so pissed, try to jump the railing on me, and like all kinds. Like I've had in Tennessee, I've had multiple people jump the railing after.
Because once you get in that ring, you're a contestant. I remember I forgot who told me. I think Rip Rogers and at OVW they said, hey, if any fan gets in the ring, he's a contestant. You're a heel. Yeah. If you're a face, you just kind of, because they're not come after you. But if you're a heel, hold your ground. Show them why you're a badass. And I like that. Because if you step in the ring, so even on the match, anytime you step in a situation where two men are in a combat situation, you might get your ass whooped by some of them, by both of them, or by one of them. So just don't hop in that ring thinking you're going to do something.
Yeah, like Davey Boy messed up that guy at the WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah. Davey Boy was
he landed one big one when they got
him. So did what, Cash or Dax?
Oh no, yeah, that too. It was Dax. I think it was. Yeah.
One of the boys from the Revival or whatever.
Yeah. I talked to.
You were there, weren't you, Wes?
Yeah, I was there. I talked to Harry right afterwards, and Harry was like, "I was trying to pull his eyes out."
Yeah, dude.
I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I wanted to pull his eyes."
Yeah, yeah.
And Harry still do that. Like
it's family, yeah.
Harry's like people don't understand. Like, dude, that dude, if he wanted to, he could go fight if he like really wanted to hurt somebody.
I tried talking to him. I was like, "Hey, you should fight." He's a catch wrestler. Catch wrestlers are fucking disgusting.
But he's too nice of a guy, though.
Bro, listen. Nice. Catch wrestlers, he seems that way, but bro, catch wrestlers by nature are just. Look at Josh Barnett. Scoundrels. We'll break whatever they can get their hands on. Like catch wrestlers, they seem cool, friendly until you compete with them. Then you get a different side of them.
I've known Harry my whole life. So,
okay.
So
yeah.
I know my boy Harry.
Okay, y'all boys, but I'm just saying, like,
dude, he went to Switzerland because one time he was on this crazy. I'm going to train fully MMA, and he went to Switzerland and learned from this guy that has like the best leg in the world. Where he was showing me videos, was like breaking heavy bags with his kicks, and he taught Harry how to do those.
Was he tall dude? Tall?
Yeah, tall dude.
Probably Jorgen Cruz. Because I know Jorgen. I trained with him. He came down to help Dan Henderson.
Dude, they show me highlights of this guy. Dude, his leg kicks were
nasty.
Weird.
He's a big bro. I watched him smash people in sparring. I was like, "Bro, you want to jump in there?" I'm like, "Hell no!" If I can wrestle all day, but if I can't take him down, I'm not going in there with that big motherfucker, man. He was destroying people, killing Dan Henderson. It was nasty.
The funny thing about this story is that he went to like Switzerland and trained with the dude, and then he like stopped in Germany for something. He stopped in like Holland for something. Oh. And there was a robbery, and the guy went by Harry, and Harry just decided to be like a good citizen and like grabbed the guy and choked him out. And Harry said he started wiggling. So then I put my legs in, and he put the hooks in, and then dropped the dude. And people don't realize Harry's like 6'5", probably 260.
He's big. He's solid. Solid.
Big dude. So he ended up being in like the newspaper and all this stuff for like choking out the guy that like robbed somebody.
Oh man, that's crazy. That happened up here, like an hour north of me in Minneapolis a few years back with I think it was Davari. He was on our train going from like the Mall of America to downtown Minneapolis, and some lady got robbed, and he just happened to be on the train. And they have the train video had the whole thing where he got up, stopped the guy, robbed him, and basically just wrapped him up, tied him up on the ground, just held him until the train stopped and the cops came on.
Yeah, Booker T did the same thing in like a McDonald's or a Burger King.
Oh, that's crazy.
Look at you. Shad Gaspar did out here in Coral Springs. Some guy walked up to him, put a gun out, and he just snatched the guy up. Like literally, the video's out there. But the guy came up to him, pulled the gun out, and Shad just grabbed him and snatched him up and the gun. It's pretty.
Well,
he has nuts.
Dad had like private like security background and training and stuff like that because he used to do like high-end security and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So he's a bodyguard and everything too.
Yeah. But sweet. Well, man, we don't want to take too much of your time, man. I want to appreciate you for coming on the show, man. And man, dude, I can't wait to see you versus Loki, man. You gotta holler at me for that one.
I will, man. Get me on next month too, man. I'll do a monthly appearance for y'all, man.
Yeah, we got to do one to get like when I come down there.
For sure. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Let's make that happen. King Mo, let everybody know where they can find you.
On Instagram and Twitter, it's at King Mo FH. King Mo FH. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. I'll be on there here and there, but really I'll just be chilling. I'll be at the house chilling.
You like me, I do.
Yeah, you are perfect for this show, man. That's what we do. Yeah, so I'll throw those guys in the description. So make sure on the description, YouTube or whatever it is you're watching this on, make sure you click it. Shouts out to VOC Radio Nation. Big new signee for them. We're welcoming Bill Apter to the network. So that's pretty big news for VOC Nation. So make sure you show them some love for that. Again, the only place you're going to find the exclusive audio versions of the Brisco and Big Ace podcast. So make sure you check that out at VOCNation.com. And you can get it on demand, plus some really great live content as well. And again, we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the Brisco and Big Ace Show. If you're in the Orlando, Florida area, ARW has been pumping out shows monthly and kicking ass doing it. So make sure you guys check those out. What's your next match? Both.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to hear back because they do some more. Get some more dates pretty soon.
Nice, awesome.
I got a big announcement to make, and it'll be in the next couple of days. And it's the first one of the Impact Stars, and it's gonna be a big announcement. I'm probably already kind of gave it away, but it's one of my dream. Well, I've already wrestled the person before, but a long time ago. But it's kind of another dream match, and it's gonna be one of those matches that we're gonna steal the show, and it's gonna be a match that I'm actually so excited to do. It's like it's been a while since I've got that feeling of like, damn, I really want to wrestle again. Like it's been like, you know, I got a bunch of other careers and jobs and stuff that I'm doing. So, you know, wrestling's just kind of been on the back burner. But man, I'm really excited. I've really been training hard, and I'm really excited for this next match. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be in February. It's gonna be insane. So
that's what's up. You haven't even told me who it is, but I can put two and two together, and I know who it's going to be. And if you are a avid listener there to the Brisco and Big Ace show, just think really hard. You can probably put the dots together. But yeah, that's going to be one hell of a match. I'm glad that's finally happening. So, all right, guys, make sure you check them all out, though. King Mo, again, thank you, man. We cannot thank you enough. We're going to bring you back.
It's happening.
We're going to let you go, though, because it is time for Dynamite. Guys, obviously, this isn't live tonight. So, and we'll be back next week with a holiday edition. And then we're going to take a little holiday break before we bring you the next episode. So we will see you guys next week again. Make sure you check out King Mo, MLW, and everything else he has going on. Support him and just tell him tell him what's up. Tell him we sent you. And Wes, I will talk to you, I'm sure, in like an hour when we get off the show or something. So everybody, enjoy your night, enjoy your week, have a good weekend, and we will see you guys on Christmas Eve.
Peace, love, and happiness.
See ya.